But the WWE wanted me to go get more tests. That I have to retire.
You think you know it? No. You think you know it?
Edge, the rated R superstar. This guy had so much aura at the time. I low-key hate him because, he was feuding with John Cena. But looking back at his career, there's so much to love and appreciate. Edge has had a long, legendary story career, and it's still going on. So Edge would start out in WCW and just chill there for a while. But the first big thing for Edge is that he teamed up with Christian. I'm gonna be honest, Edge right here looked like a total jobber. They would just play kazoos like, come on, Vince. But eventually we met Brood Edge, and right here he was tough as hell. Dude had so much aura. Eventually, on July 24th, Edge would beat Jeff Jarrett to win his first singles title. And not gonna lie, you gotta tell Angie to make a Jeff Jarrett video. We watched some old clips in his prime. Dude was hilarious. Not this BS retirement tour he's on right now. Deadass, the next night, Jeff Jarrett beat Edge to win his belt back. Over the next couple years, Edge and Christian would team for a while. They had a bunch of feuds, and eventually they won the tag team titles. So in 2001, Edge was making himself into a single star and won the 2001 King of the Ring, and the fans were messing with Edge. So with this, Christian would turn on Edge, becoming a heel, and Edge would become a face. After this, Edge and Christian would flip-flop the IC title, and the company was building him to become a big star. Now this is hilarious. Around this time, Edge would go on to win the tag team titles with Hollywood Hulk Hogan. That's amazing. One more time, rest in peace Hulk Hogan. For the next 2 years, they were just building him, and in the 2004 WWE Draft, he was drafted to Monday Night Raw. So now, he was coming for a world title. At WrestleMania 21, Edge would go on to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, and Edge would go on to hold the contract for a while. Deadass, right after this, Edge pulled the L-Man's move and took Lita from Matt Hardy. Ange made a video on it if you want to check it out, a link will be in the description. They would have a crazy feud and have a bunch of matches, like Edge and Lita had a live sex scene. It was wild. So at New Year's Revolution, after John Cena competed in the Elimination Chamber, by the way, he was a bloody mess. Vince came out and told Edge to cash in his contract. Edge cashed in, hit one spear, and he won his first ever WWE Championship. This would lead to one of the greatest feuds that I think I've ever seen between Edge and John Cena. Like, Edge debuted a new title, Edge got thrown into a lake, and Cena pulled up on him at a hotel. It was amazing. Right after this, Edge would team up with Randy Orton, rated RKO. This team was nice, and they would go on to win the tag team titles, but when they lost them, it led to them breaking up. So in 2007, Mr. Kennedy won Money in the Bank, but he had a serious injury, so the company had Edge beat him to win the contract, and a couple days later, Edge cashed in to beat The Undertaker to win the World Heavyweight title. Edge held the belt till WrestleMania 24, and it was a known fact that Edge was offered to break The Undertaker's streak, but he chose not to. Eventually, in 2009 at Survivor Series, Edge would be in a triple threat for the WWE Championship, and Edge would go on to win. So Edge got hurt tearing his Achilles, and at the 2010 Royal Rumble, he eventually returned and went on the win. At Mania, he faced Jericho for the world title, but lost. So at TLC, Edge won the world title again, and started the feud with Alberto Del Rio for WrestleMania. They built the match, and at WrestleMania 27, Edge would go on to beat Alberto Del Rio. But on Raw the very next night, Edge told the world that he had to retire. This was out of nowhere and just shocking. Over the coming years, Edge would still show up and have multiple segments. The company put him in the Hall of Fame, but after 9 years, on January 26, 2020, Edge finally returned to WWE and was cleared to wrestle again. Eventually, Edge was eliminated by Roman Reigns, and after the match, Edge and Randy Orton would start a feud, and they would have a match at WrestleMania. It was revealed Edge torn his triceps, and this would sideline him for 4 to 8 months. Edge returned at the 2021 Royal Rumble, and this would lead to a feud with Roman Reigns and had a match at WrestleMania. Edge would have random matches and feuds, but the next big thing for him was he would start a group called the Judgment Day, and it had Finn Balor and Damian Priest in it. Then soon added Rhea Ripley. This group was so tough. The group would turn on him, and Edge would feud with them for a while. After this, he again had some random feuds, but with his contract expiring, on August 18th, Edge faced Sheamus in his hometown in Toronto. Edge went on to win his final match in WWE, and his contract expired on September 30th. So on October 1st, 2023, Christian Cage was in the ring, and Edge made his AEW debut. Edge was now in AEW, so why did Edge leave WWE? Well, let's take a look back on the career of the rated R superstar, Edge. And right before the video starts, go make sure to follow our Instagram, and make sure to go follow our TikTok. And alright y'all, let's get into the video. So Edge would start out in WCW in 1998, and on Raw, mysterious videos would play teasing him, and on June 22nd, Edge would have his first ever match. Dude, he hit a front flip over the ropes, that's insane, and I never imagined Edge hitting that shit. Edge low-key injured this guy and won by countout. After a little time, Edge faced Owen Hart, and Christian debuted and costed Edge the match. This storyline was insane. Like, they said they were brothers, like what? Eventually, Edge gave in, and we met Brood Edge. Like I said earlier, this attire was so dope and had so much aura. Over the next year, they teamed, and they even teamed up with The Undertaker and The Ministry. Just watching old clips, it was hella weird, and to be honest, I don't know how they got away with some of the stuff they were doing. Eventually, they broke up, and Edge would go on to win his first WWF title on a non-televised appearance in Toronto. Literally the next night, Jeff Jarrett won his belt back. Let's go, Double J. But look, if we get enough comments, I will make Ange make a Jeff Jarrett video. Right after this, Edge and Christian went back to teaming, and they won in Tag Team Gold. They started a feud with the Hardy Boys. During this feud, they had a series of matches for a girl. Yeah, bro. But hey, I can't lie, she was kind of valid. But anyway, at Mania 16, there would be a 3-team ladder match for the tag titles, and Edge and Christian finally won the tag titles. One problem though, they completely changed. They became cringy as hell, but this is where we got the legendary 5-second pose. Not gonna lie, they just did some funny stuff, but just hella cringy. They would flip-flop the tag titles, and at Mania 17, they won them again, and this is the match where Edge hit that amazing spear on Jeff Hardy. They would lose the belts to the Brothers of Destruction, and shortly after, this would be the last time they won the tag titles. The fans were really messing with Edge, so he entered the 2001 King of the Ring, and he went on to win the whole thing. Unfortunately, Christian got hella jealous like a side girl, so he turned on Edge. This completely made Edge into a single star, and you know what? He needed this. Eventually, Edge won the IC title, but lost it to William Regal. Then started his most wildest feud ever, with Booker T, over a shampoo commercial. Like, what the fuck is this, Vince? This might have been one of the worst things I think I've ever seen before. But in Mania 18, they had a match, and Edge won. With the first brand split coming up, Edge went to SmackDown, and he started a feud with Kurt Angle. Right here, we had some iconic moments like the "You Suck" sign. It was great. They deadass had a hair versus hair match, and you already know Kurt lost this shit. Edge would focus on his singles career, then out of nowhere, he teamed up with the Hulkster. Yeah, bro, Hogan. I don't know why at all, but they won the tag team titles, and Edge hit a cool little leg drop, so that's something. Right after, Edge focused on his singles career again, and I'ma say, Edge was 100 times better with himself than with the tag team partner, other than Christian. Edge would get injured in a match versus Eddie Guerrero, and he got written off TV for a whole year. When he came back, he had small feuds, won the tag titles, and even won the IC title. But now let's jump to 2005. This is where Prime Edge started. It started at WrestleMania 21. Edge would be in the first Money in the Bank match and went on to win to hold the contract. Deadass. Right after this, Edge switched up on his boy Matt Hardy and took his girl. Yo, look, lead us for the streets. There's no debate on that, but Edge pulled the worst thing you could do to your mans. The worst thing was, this was 100% true, and I already know when Vince heard about this, he knew to make this a storyline. Like I said earlier, Ange made a video on this whole situation, so if you want to check it out, link will be in the description. But this would even get Matt Hardy fired. Damn. Imagine losing your girl and you lost your job. That's insane. The thing about this feud is they had multiple matches, but Edge was the company's next rising star, so he wasn't losing. I low-key feel bad for Matt. I couldn't do this honestly, but there's always one video that makes me laugh. Just look.
Hey Amy, this is Matt Hardy.
Is this Matt Hardy? Do we have confirmation?
Sounds like Matt to me, and it really shouldn't surprise me at this point.
This was great. The nerd interview was instigating for clicks. This is amazing. But anyway, at New Year's Revolution, John Cena would be in the Elimination Chamber match, and this dude was going to war. John Cena would be a bloody mess, and he would barely scrape out the win. Then Vince came out, demanded Edge to cash in. Edge cashed in, hit 2 spears, and won his first ever world title. Literally the next night on Raw, Edge and Lita had a, can't really speak on it, but this dude Edge was just spinning his belt. This started Edge's best feud and my favorite Edge match ever with John Cena. This might be one of my favorite feuds ever and had great moments, like Lita threw the WWE title into a leg, Edge debuted the Rated R title, and to this day, this might be my favorite title ever. It's so tough. John Cena beat the hell out of Edge and threw him into the same lake. Cena pulled up on Edge at a hotel. This was amazing. A match would be on for Unforgiven and a TLC match. Cena AA'd Edge in the 2 tables, and Cena won his belt back. Going into WrestleMania, Edge feuded with Mick Foley, and we got another legendary Edge moment. Edge speared Mick through the ropes onto a flaming table. Holy crap. This right here would be a legendary hardcore match, but Edge would go on to get the win. Right after this, We met Rated RKO. This team was tough as hell. 2 superstars in their prime. Yeah, this was special. They feuded with DX first, and low-key, they had some great moments and segments. But when they had the match, Eric Bischoff was the ref, and I'm not gonna lie, dude was hella biased. And eventually they got the win, but Rated RKO actually went on to go win the tag team titles. So listen to this, Survivor Series was building, and Vince put together some of the most BS teams I've ever seen. But look at this one clip.
Shut the hell up! I got something important to say! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I'm sick and tired of your 2 damn words! I bet you Cena's even sick of you too, isn't that right?
Yeah, nah, this was amazing, but Vince literally put like some of the worst teams, like I don't even know what this was. Literally the only good team was DX, the Hardy Boys, and Punk. Edge and Randy held the titles for a minute, but DX got the rematch, and in the match, Triple H hurt his knee, and the match ended in a DQ. So now, Shawn needed a new tag partner, insert John Cena, and when they fought for the titles, they beat Edge and Randy. At WrestleMania 23, Edge and Randy Orton would be in the Money in the Bank match, and Jeff Hardy hit a crazy jump off a ladder, but Mr. Kennedy would go on to win the contract. Someone actually let me know if Mr. Kennedy was tough or not, to be honest. But with him getting injured, he faced Edge for the contract, and Edge won it. Literally a couple of days later, he cashed in on The Undertaker to win the World Heavyweight title. After this, he faced Batista 3 times for the title, and he won every time, but unfortunately he had to relinquish the title due to an injury. He came back, won the title again with the help of Kurt Hawkins, the Grim Toy Show legend, and Zack Ryder. Hey look, y'all don't know about MJ Appleballs, dude was tough as hell. Edge feuded with Rey Mysterio, but with WrestleMania coming up, he feuded with The Undertaker again. Like we said earlier, Edge was offered to beat the streak, but he wouldn't do it, so The Undertaker won the title. You can say what you want, but this was a class move from Edge. Bro, so Edge got like 4 title chances, and every time The Undertaker won, he got stripped. That's insane. He got the belt back, and eventually CM Punk cashed in on him. Edge would get written off TV, but dude, soon as he came back, he won the WWE Championship again. But in a great moment, Jeff Hardy would pin Edge to win the WWE title, and they get his legendary moment. Eventually, Edge would team up with Chris Jericho, and right after they won the tag titles, Edge tore his Achilles, making him miss the whole year. At the 2010 Royal Rumble, Edge would return, and he would win the whole thing. This would set up a WrestleMania match between them two, and Chris Jericho would go on to retain the World Heavyweight title. Edge would get drafted by Monday Night Raw, and then John Cena chose him to go against the Nexus. Dude, right after this, Edge had a beef with the Raw GM, and by the way, the GM was a computer. Yeah, bro was down bad at this point. So next, Edge feuded with Kane, and he kidnapped Paul Bearer. I'm crying. At TLC, Edge will win, getting the world title again. With Mania coming up, Edge feuded with Alberto Del Rio. God, this fall-off needs to be studied. But even Christian came back. Not gonna lie, I still gotta make that video. But they would build this match, and at WrestleMania, Edge will go on to beat Alberto. But 8 days later, this happened.
I broke my neck. The WWE wanted me to go get more tests. That I have to retire. Thank you very much.
Edge had to retire. After this, Edge will be around in multiple segments, like Seth Rollins almost killed him. I'ma break his freaking neck. Dude did this to get the authority back. Wow. But Edge still showed up for multiple years. In 2019, Edge came back and he speared Elias, and this would be his first in-ring action in almost 8 years. Rumors were going crazy saying that he was coming back to wrestle. So on January 26, 2020, this happened.
You think you know me?
It's been 9 long years.
Edge was back in WWE. He'd be in the Rumble, but eventually he got eliminated by Roman Reigns. His first feud back was against Randy Orton, and low-key, this was amazing. Like Randy RKO Beth, and low-key, that's insane. At WrestleMania, Edge and Randy had a last man standing match, and low-key, it was amazing. They both put on a great match, and Edge got the win. After this, though, it wasn't over. Randy needed a rematch. Bro, so Christian came back and he came out, and dude, just look at this.
I gotta be honest with you. The greatest wrestling match ever. I don't even think you could pull that off in your prime. And we have to be brutally honest with each other here, right? There's some high, lofty expectations. For 1 second that you can live up to that, you're lying to yourself.
Not gonna lie, if your day one ever said this to you, you might be cooked. But this would be advertised as the greatest wrestling match ever. Pretty high bar. So if you could guess, this match sucked from what I remember, but Randy would get the win. After this, Edge got injured and he missed the rest of the year. Edge returned at the Royal Rumble, and ironically, he threw out Randy to win the Royal Rumble. This started his feud against Roman Reigns, and eventually Daniel Bryan would be added to the match, and they would main event WrestleMania. In a decent match, Roman would stack them both and retain both of his titles. Edge took a break, but eventually he returned to attack Roman and Jay. So he would get a rematch at Money in the Bank, but Roman would go on to win again. Then with Seth costing Edge the match, they started a feud and had a couple matches. And I'm not gonna lie, at this point, Seth was doing some pretty petty stuff. Like he showed up at Edge's crib and he took some orange juice. I'm dead. They eventually had a Hell in a Cell match and Edge would go on to get the win. So after this, Edge would go on the feud with The Miz. This would lead to a mixed tag match with Beth Phoenix and Maurice returning to the ring. At the Royal Rumble, Edge and Beth went on to beat The Miz and Maurice. After this, Edge turned heel and we met Judgment Day Edge. And low key, I love this look for him. It was tough. Eventually, Edge would start a feud with AJ Styles, and they would build up a match for WrestleMania. And at WrestleMania, Damian Priest would come out and cost AJ Styles the match, aligning himself with Edge. This feud would continue with AJ Styles wanting a rematch at Backlash. But at Backlash, a masked figure would attack AJ, and Edge won the match. And the masked figure turned out to be Rhea Ripley. Yeah, they were building something special. The group would continue with what they were doing, but Edge would go on to have a match with Finn Balor, and Edge would go on to win. Literally the next night, Finn wanted to join the Judgment Day, and low-key, all they did was kick Edge out of the group and they beat the hell out of him. Yeah, they sent Edge home packing, but I low-key wish Edge got more time with this group, because literally I think he only got like 3 months. Like, I don't know, I kind of mess with Judgment Day Edge. Honestly, let me know in the comment section below, like, did y'all mess with it or not really? Anyway, Edge will return to SummerSlam to help Ray and Dom beat Finn and Priest. This would lead to a 2v2 match at Clash of the Castle, and Ray and Edge would go on to get the win. After the match though, Dominic would turn heel on his father. Edge would continue his feud with Finn Balor, and they would have an I Quit match at Extreme Rules. So Finn needed to raise the stakes because he couldn't make Edge quit. Yo, they got Beth Phoenix and they were about to hit the concerto on her. And to make it even worse, they were going to make Edge watch. All Edge needed to do was quit to save his girl. And you know what? He did. He quit the match. But the Judgment Day did not care and they did it either way. Yo, that's insane. Edge took a little break, but he returned at the Royal Rumble, and he threw out everyone from the Judgment Day. Yeah, this feud was far from over. So with Beth Phoenix returning, this would set up a mixed tag with Rhea and Finn. So at the Elimination Chamber, Edge and Beth went on to win the match. So there would be one more match at WrestleMania, Edge versus Finn, inside Hell in a Cell. And you already know, Finn came out in the demon attire, and these two put on an amazing match. Not gonna lie, they put on some amazing spots. But in Edge's last WrestleMania match ever, you already know he got the win. After this though, Edge just had small matches and feuds, nothing crazy, but it would be announced that his contract would expire at the end of September. So on August 18, 2023, Edge faced Sheamus in Toronto in his last ever WWE match. People were like, oh, why Sheamus? Which that's kind of understandable, but there's actually a pretty cool story behind it. Apparently like they were biking or something and Edge got hurt, and it gave him his confidence back. And this started the thought for him to come back to wrestle, so honestly that's pretty dope. But to be honest, Edge and Sheamus put on a pretty good match, and Edge won his final match in the WWE. In front of his friends, his family, and even his fans, and where he grew up, he completely deserved this. So now, what was next for Edge? Well, on September 30th, his contract expired with WWE. So the very next day, on October 1st, 2023, in a completely different company in AEW, his best friend, Christian Cage, was in the ring, and then this happened. Edge was all elite and he joined AEW, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about his whole run, but I'm just going to mention one thing. So Edge was in a steel cage match, and Statboy Tony made him jump off a steel cage at 50 years old. Great booking, Statboy Tony. This dude Edge broke both of his legs. Edge came back, he changed his name to Cope. I don't know why he did that, but currently he's teaming up with Christian Cage. And the thing is, I don't really watch a lot of AEW, but from what I've seen, it's honestly been amazing, honestly. It's just nostalgia's kind of hidden. But now, let's answer one last question. Why did Edge leave WWE? Well, Edge left WWE because, to be honest, he felt like he did everything he could in the company, and he isn't wrong. Edge won 11 world titles, and that's insane to think about. So it made sense for Edge wanting to go to a whole new company, and with his best friend there, I completely get it. Christian said he never played a part in it, but I'm going to be completely honest, I feel like he did, and I wouldn't be shocked if he did. But yeah, y'all, that's the video. The one thing I truly regret is that we couldn't see Edge versus John Cena one last time during his retirement tour. Edge is currently taking a break from the company, but the thing about his AEW career, he's just cringy as hell now. Like, I don't know. I hope you all enjoyed the video. This honestly should have came out like 2 weeks ago, but I got COVID and I literally couldn't talk or do anything. Edge is one of the greatest wrestlers that we've ever seen, and it just sucks that a big chunk of his career got taken away from him. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure to go follow our Instagram. Make sure to go follow our TikTok. And you already know, Berza Productions are going to take over this YouTube shit. And alright, y'all. Berza Productions, out here.
You know all about disappointment. That's why you get no hoes.
And you took it from The Rock.
Either
Good job.
way.
I watched Owen Hart start his career. Pretty damn cool. No, that's not a reason to boo, man. You're missing the point on this.
I almost forgot. Go fuck yourself. Go find yourself.